We are Daniella and Flo. We know each other from our school, where our teacher Seke, our mentor for the residency, and
we both went to the place, London Contemporary Dance School, and there we formed a collective together with 5 other female dancers called the MOΗ MOΗ Collective, which is in that structure that we are working right now.
This is not the first time we work together, but it's the first time that we create something together. We've done a film before, led by Daniela, another film also, led by Daniela. And we tried some stuff, but never in this type of setting. So it was nice to try.
We've mostly worked on improvisations together, so more on a movement practice rather than a creative process like this one. And it's kind of from that this idea or thought of creating something together to try that out came. Also because we've worked a lot together before on other projects, but never in a collaboration. To have time and space to actually work together and to dive into a process.
Yeah, and to have some sort of a structure, because Daniela is not living here, so it was to make it like set that it was this time intensely, because before we always been working around other things like the education that take the most part of our day, and then in the afternoon trying to find some space to work together, and this was an intense period, both of us, the whole day.
It comes out of a lot of reflections and about creating around a topic that feels quite urgent to us. The thought first came when talking about mental health, but we wanted to find another angle to tackle that question, which made us go into looking into medicine and different theories, ancient theories about health and well-being, and that made us want to go into a physical exploration of what that can mean from a very did you say like a scientific and a mythological, philosophical perspective?
And understanding of what's the behind the scenes of how our body works, and try to use some sort of like microscopic view towards it. It helped a lot with the specific project, but also with more general questions of like, how do we do to go from the research and the experiments to, because we found that very a difficulty there, because especially the way we've been working before, that is not with the end goal of presenting some work, and we were really like, oh no, how are we gonna do it? And Seke just went like, just choose something that it doesn't need to be perfect, and then from there you can work it out. And we were like, and the next day we came, and from there something started.
And how remain the performances.
It's been really nice to work with Seke because he knows us a bit from before, but worked with each of us in different ways. So it was nice to have someone that knows us a bit, but not too much.
Because we know each other a lot, so having someone coming into the process that didn't know everything made things clearer.
But someone that was aware of how well we know each other, and because we know each other so well that we don't see how that affects
and
the
we
creative
forget
process. we're very comfortable, so the things that we do together might feel completely fine for us, and then we have someone looking and thinking like, yeah, this could be quite violent for some people. And yeah, so having an outside eye was
and having the opportunity to meet outside the studio and then having him in the studio looking into one draft and talking about it and asking us questions. I would say the time that we allow ourselves to explore without thinking too much about the sharing and things like this.
Yeah, and also having a very specific topic to research around was different than what we've done before, and then having the time to actually go into a very broad, but somehow like the time to try and specify and define what we were looking for. There are many more struggles. Especially having the idea that we are sharing something at the end of the week. I think what we struggled with the most was how to move from research to structuration, or research to actually putting something together.
Yeah, and sometimes expressing ideas to each other.
Yeah. Just to say thank you for the opportunity of working together.
Yeah, we also realized how lucky we were to have all this time in the space. Very grateful for that.
Thank you for presenting that. There was so much fun. Just 15 minutes of play.
How did you come up with a title? What is the background of the title for you? Is that something you want to share, or is that something you want to keep secret?
I can't even remember anymore. It came, I think I got stuck on a word, and then I started googling synonyms to that word, which went into some kind of like ancient Greek language, which translated back into English language. And it was something about the, what's it called? Like when there are the ambiguity of the topic, how it's so serious, and we wanted to find the comedic aspect of it. And also that we are two people, and we are always going like to some extent of things, but not.
Also because the topics that we've been looking at or reading or watching videos are really big and specific and scientifically proven, and then we translate that to movement to some extent.
And then I guess it was just like working title, and then I think it grew.
How many of the scenes where you were laughing were genuine, and how many were how many were planned?
Do we want to reveal that? None of them were planned.
They work really well though.
They happened in the past, they happened in other times. Usually in the beginning of the piece, but no, they were all random. We had tried and laughed before, so we knew it might happen, but we also knew that it might not happen because the setting makes when there's people watching, you can either go like more towards the laughter or actually more towards the seriousness. So we weren't sure how having you guys watching, if it was gonna make us stay serious and not laugh at all or have fun. So we left it open.
I remember on Wednesday when I watched it, like you guys were worried that it was too serious.
Yeah.
It was a completely different
Yeah.
structure.
Yeah.
I was like, I've seen this. But then when I watched it, I was like, no, I haven't.
So what's the next step? How are you wanting to develop this piece?
Well, we definitely feel like there's a lot of research to be done, that we feel like we didn't have time to, like there's so many aspects that we still feel there's so much space to research, and so.
And also we are quite attached and passionate about the subject, but not so much about it being a duet or even us. Like, it's not that something that we're like, oh, this is a duet for us. It's more like something that we feel like what we want to address, and then there is us, so we do it. But it can be done in like one person external, that would be interesting,
Yeah.
or more people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course there's the logistics of everything.
There's a lot of small ideas to make it develop. It would be nice to definitely longer, and
Looking into some more spaces and time.
yeah, and even collaborating with the scenographer or a dramaturge. Like we thought of adding objects also to the piece,
Yeah.
but didn't want to go far into that.
Maybe adding some sound.
Yeah.
That now we did it without any music or any sound because nothing felt at the right fit. But maybe collaborating with someone that can add some sound. No, like already made soundtrack felt right.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting because I thought that there was sound the whole time.
That's what I thought too. Like a little
Yeah,
background.
there was like kind of like a white noise. Maybe it's just like the building
The
that like
lights, maybe actually the.
yeah, maybe it's like the lights or something, but it worked really well. Like I thought it was like
What did you feel you learnt about yourself through this process?
Individually or towards each
Even
other?
both, like, you know, whatever feels like as a collective or individually, like, you know, what did you feel like through this process that you discovered?
We've learned more about when we get stuck, if it's time to keep digging into that, or if it's time to just like let it go and not talk about it anymore. Cause that we had one of us sometimes would get stuck in something and the other one would be let's just move on, and how to manage those situations when one person is on another aspect of the piece and another person wants to continue on the first aspect, and how to manage when we are not in the same headspace actually, because we ideally would be working as one brain, but it's not how it always is. It's two brains trying to coordinate, which can get like or flow sometimes. So I guess managing expectations also, how to feel like the days are equally important, even if we sat down for 2 hours talking about this one specific thing, that still wasn't wasted time, and how to see that as a part of the process.
Accepting, like for example, I would have wanted to take things slower, and then Daniela felt like we weren't pushing it enough, like these things, you already said it. yeah.
also.
Also, how dance in general is such a like I haven't danced in a while, and then doing this, it was like like this is something. I don't know. But it made me think that we might need to reconsider things. I don't know. It made me think of reconsider.
Yeah, it opened up a lot of questions.
Yeah, which was nice.
About how to create and how to approach.
Yeah, and I'm not interested in creating for the sake of creating. Like, I was just thinking that even if we need to spend like a year without doing it, it's fine. I don't know. I don't wanna do stuff for the sake of doing them.
But finding a topic that actually feels engaging enough to go into a creative process that feels more relevant.
Well, if nobody else has any other questions, then we'll like to wrap this up and just say a massive thank you again to both Daniela and Flo for performing this amazing piece. And we wish you all the best in future to develop this work as you go along. And yeah, thank you also for using our space and applying, and just we're very grateful to be able to give you this opportunity as well.
Yes, thank you for giving it to us. Thank you.